Welcome to today's Business Spotlight. Today, my guest is Rivaaj Ramjan. Rivaaj, you're very welcome.
Thanks, Tom. Pleasure to be here.
So, the name of your company is the Online Content Creator. What is that? What does it do?
So, the Online Content Creator is a digital agency that I created about 5 or 6 years ago. It's an online digital agency and coaching business. So, what I do is I help part-time coaches or expert coaches or coaches that don't have the time to build up their coaching offers, coaching programs, online courses, webinar funnels. So everything to set up the back end of the business. So this is where I struggled with when I was first started setting up my own business. And I found that a lot of coaches that are trying to set up the business don't have the knowledge or understanding of the tech side of it, how to set up in platforms, how to create the offers, how to create the coaching programs, how to record their online courses and get everything running smoothly on the back end. And that's what I do.
So this would be not just business coaching ourselves, but it'd be life coaching, career coaching, meditation, I don't know, whatever. Would it be all those sort of people that want any sort of course online?
I work with coaches throughout every niche at the moment, all the way from, like say, I predominantly work with a lot of mindset coaches, business coaches, personal development coaches. But I work with coaches that are, teaching people how to even bake. I work with coaches that are teaching people how to grow, food organically. I work coaches across any and every niche in the state. Fitness was a strong one as well at some stage, but like I say, the biggest niche I have at the moment is working with mindset, personal development, life coaches, business coaches.
And what brought you into that business?
Like say, I was working in a place where I was probably holding 3,000 to 4,000 students. We were housing 3,000 to 4,000 students in Dublin alone. And what I noticed as the kids were coming through, now because I went through personal development myself with my mentor, Bob Proctor, I had a lot of those tools in my head. And as I'm noticing these kids or these teenagers coming in for the first time or ready to leave and go to the real world, there was a lot of things they were not ready to face. Their mindset wasn't ready. They were unconsciously just came into university or college, but not sure this is right for them. Or their self-esteem, their self-confidence was just not right. So I took whatever tools I learned from my mentor and started building up my own coaching program to help them through this. And that's when I realized how challenging it is to actually build this entire back end of it. Like say, I bought courses, invested in courses. It was all fluff stuff, telling you how to create this, how to write that, how to structure, how to program, how to structure lessons. But when it came to editing, putting it all together, getting it onto a platform, getting it ready to use, that's where the biggest challenge was. And no one was doing it at that time.
And that's so interesting. So, and how big is mindset shift?
Mind shift, I tell you, it's the biggest thing. 95% mindset, 5% strategy. Any business, anybody that over and over again. My mentor used to drive that in our heads. 95% is mindset and 5% is strategy. If your mindset is where you like say, we all work unconsciously. All our lives unconsciously be doing things, be using the laws of the universe, whatever you want to call it, pulling from a higher source, but it's all up here. You can be your biggest block, you can be your biggest way to open anything, let's say, especially in business.
What has the business journey been like since you started the business?
So I started this full-time just in between COVID, like every story would be. Prior to that, like say, I'm probably about 10 years in the industry, in the coaching industry or the online industry. I'll take about 7 years full on, full swing. Prior to that, it was part-time, just dabbling in it, but like say, yeah, I'll say about 10 years now, full swing, 7 years full time. And this is one of the best industries that I've seen or been able or privileged to work into.
Fantastic. And tell me, what makes you different to your competitors?
Tom, without being arrogant, I don't know if I got competitors. I do have, I do have a few people that will dabble in a little bit of what I do. Like say, there's a lot of content creators and course creators out there that will teach you how to create the programs and create the courses. There's a lot of coaches there will teach you how to create your coaching programs, and there's another coach will teach you how to create your high ticket sales offer. What we do is we do everything in one go, so we don't have the coach having to go to multiple coaches. The only thing we don't specialize is in sales and marketing, but we share from experience, we share from our own clients' results and how things could work for you. Because like sales and marketing is on one hat you have to have in your business. But like I said, the biggest tool I have, again, I must say it again, is mindset.
And I suppose, yeah, that leads me to the questions, obviously. So what's the biggest learning that you've got since you run your business? I presume, is that adapting what you learned about mindset?
100%. Like say, that was the key for me actually starting out the business, because if a mindset was not in the right place, if I came from a place of fear, if I came from a place of, this won't work for me and it's not for me, and thinking from the old way of thinking, like we came from a very structured upbringing, you go to school, go to college, you work 9 to 5, family life, and then you probably die and move on. But to break that norm, or break that paradigm was a challenge, and like the fear, the terror barrier we hitting continuously when this was about to become real. Like say, because you're living a stable job, I was doing very well in the industry, earning very well, but to change that, and like say, doing it for 3 years part-time, it didn't feel I was giving it my full concentration. I felt I had a hobby. So it's when I shifted the mindset and said, okay, if this is what I really want to do, if this is what I really want to help people at, I need to change myself because nobody's changing for me. And that's what the mindset had been.
So it's important for you, but as a business leader, then you build a team.
Yes.
Do you apply that and share that knowledge or coach your team to bring them along as well?
We do that every single week. We have a regular call every Friday. Once a month in the Friday, we do a training session with them, because we study every single morning. I study every single morning, so that's fundamental in any business or anything you do in life. Take some time in the morning, half an hour in the morning, to either meditate, visualize, study, write down, whatever you want to call it, whatever puts in your agenda. But that's what I do. And when I'm studying with other coaches or myself, I kind of have concept and ideas that come to me, which I pass on to my team, because they're an extension of me. Gone are the days where we used to rule the iron fist. We don't do that anymore. Now the extension of us, how we think, how we act is how they behave as well.
And when you're hiring those employees, what would be the top 3 qualities that you would look for?
Coachability, accountability, and I'll say having just a level head, open to ideas. That's
open to change.
Yes, change is there. Like say, I can hire professionals. I did hire professionals from the industry itself to work with me, but what I found, they're very rigid, they're very close to ideas. They had something stuck in their minds, weren't ready to open. But when I brought in youngsters actually that were ready to, had an open mind, understood the concept, what I wanted to do, but they had an open mind to absorb the new ideas, absorb what's happening in the industry, very quick to learn and hold, they're very able to hold themselves accountable, because like I said, we're working online, so I can't see what they're doing, how they're working, but I know the results are there because they are holding themselves accountable. I can hold them accountable. I'm accountable for them. So that was the biggest thing I found on hiring teams. I stopped looking at CVs. I started looking at personalities more, because that's where it's all comes from, online.
So attitude is really high up there. So tell me, what does the future look like in your industry? Do you think it's going to be more technology based, or do you think it's going to be still kept very human?
Well, seeing, like say, post pandemic, we're seeing a lot of online coaches moving on to in-person events. Look, end of the day, it's about talking to your ideal people, talking community. It's about talking, having conversations, be it online, be it in person. I think it's going to still stay the way it is online, because people found that freedom to be able to work anywhere in the world, as they would say, the lifestyle, but having freedom to work with international people, because when you base, physical premises and physical business, it's hard to reach people internationally. Like I work with people from across every part of the world, so it gives you that reachability. It's going to improve with the tech coming on, with the new AI coming on. Like I say, we're constantly evolving, we constantly applying new AI there, but still conversation and human coaches that I've noticed especially the last few months, are moving away from the very big coaching industry, and they're looking for boutique coaches, smaller coaches, because they find it more personal, more human contact. Because some of the bigger industries or some bigger coaches, you're either taking an online course or a coaching program that you don't get to interact with the coach yourself. You get interact at the way end, just a goodbye call or just a Q&A session every now and again. So people are looking for that, have that personal touch with a coach, to feel what the coach is like, to understand what it's like to work with somebody one-to-one. It's gone are the days where it's just, use an online course, self-study and go away,
Yeah. So it is a personal thing in many ways. And especially if you're going to kind of reach into, try to change a mindset of somebody, you've got to be able to get inside them and build up that trust level with them. So it does take a while to do that.
Coaching is always personal and private. I've seen other coaches, like say my own clients, and including myself, we can create a very effective online course or online program that they can self-study. But at the end of the day, that's just a short transformation. If you want lifetime transformation, this is where you work with somebody one-to-one.
Fantastic. So if somebody is a coach, no matter what they're coaching, and they have an online, they're looking for online content. I watched a video on your website there, which is the onlinecontentcreator.com. So guys, get on and have a look at that. And you will actually hold their hands and you do it for them.
We do it for them.
Talk them through it.
Yeah. So it's 80% us, 20% them. 20% is their attitude, their contents, their ideas, their concepts, and we take it and do it for them. So what we found working with part-time coaches, like say, for example, part-time coaches, they don't have the time in the evenings to do this. They don't have time on the weekends. They try and take holidays. They make excuses to try and get this done, but it doesn't ever happens. So we took it off the plate and do it for them. So while they're going around the regular jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, whatever jobs they're doing, we are doing it for them. And all we do is touch base. So we work with them one-to-one, hold their hand all the way through. Every single week we meet one-to-one with them, and we take them through all the steps. And once we finish, we give them the full support afterwards. So we don't just leave them. It's not just something, the service we leave them.
Fantastic. So if anyone has any interest, you can actually book a phone call, speak to somebody in your organization. They talk you through what it is that you can that you do, what you can do for them. You find out, you qualify what they're looking for, and then you can proceed on to whatever it is you come to agreement on.
Exactly. So let's say we've taken on coaches that, like say, that are part-time, just starting out, coaches that are already in the industry for a long time, looking to update and revamp. So it's continuously evolving how we coach our people. But let's say our key business is still one-to-one. We still hold that one-to-one as close as possible, because every coach is different. Every coach's mindset is different. So we try to incorporate their strategies, their mindsets, what we want to teach, what business, because a coach sometimes will say, I want to be like say a life coach. No one gets up in the morning thinking, I need a life coach, but they get up in the morning. So this is how we help them to make things simpler. When I was getting trained myself, my own mentor, he never used all the industry words. Bob Proctor always used something very simple to help us to learn. So I always pass that on. If I tell you the word paradigm, if number one, you'll start to think how to spell it. Number two, you'll think what it means. But if I tell you, it's habits, you understand that very simply. And this is where I find, coaches need to adapt that a little bit to understand who they're talking to.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. If you can talk to a child and they understand what you do and what you do, you've done half the job.
Absolutely. Rivaaj, thank you so much for participating today. We could talk for a lot longer. It's a very interesting subject, obviously, because I'm in coaching as well. But I wish you every success, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk again at a later stage. Many thanks.
Absolutely. Absolute pleasure, Tom. It was absolutely fantastic being here, and thanks for having me. And I hope this helps or spark someone in there, spark some ideas in there.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.